let's learn how to make wax melts. So to make wax melts, you need to do a double boiler system. As you see, I have enough wax for 10 melts in here that's melting down. And then it has water boiling in this pot. Turn that down to medium high. And it will slowly melt the wax inside it. Once it's melted, I will need to take a candy thermometer like this and check it and make sure it's at 185 degrees. This is how I organize my containers because they take a few hours to dry. So I put them all on the table here. Right now I have about 60 containers, so I'm making 10 wax melts at a time, so that's about 6 rounds. This is the fragrance oil I'm using. Right now it's from the Flaming Candle. So I have to measure everything on a scale because my wax melts are in containers that are 2.75. I have to downgrade that to 10%. So that would be 0.275, but since I'm making 10, I just need to measure out 2.75 into this container right here. You can see it's starting to melt down pretty nicely. This is how I dye my blocks. Today I'm using Seafoam Green from Candle Science. They look like this, and you just stir them into the hot wax with the scent. So while the wax is melting, I like to take my label maker and make little labels and put them on the lids of each candle. Later I add a more professional label, but these just help keep it organized for me while they're taking 2 weeks to cure. Now all the ones I'm going to pour in are labeled, so that makes it very easy for me to tell which one is which once I close them up and let them sit for 2 weeks so that the scent can cure. The wax is melting nicely, we're getting there. Now all I have to do is let that heat up to 185, stir in my dye block and that fragrance oil, let it cool down a little bit, pour it in those wax melt containers, and let it dry, and then let it cure for 2 weeks.